Guardians of Agility assemble. In this video, we'll explore the benefits of setting up a team of champions with the mission of helping with an agile transformation or digital transformation. We'll delve into what champions are, how to recruit them, and there'll also be actionable takeaways for you to experiment with your own transformations. If you're keen on further video content about agility, transformations and otherwise, don't forget to subscribe by ringing the bell. What are champions? In true Game of Thrones trial by combat style, a champion is someone who represents a cause. The Cambridge Dictionary defines this as a person who enthusiastically supports, defends, or fights for a person, belief, right, or principle. In the context of a transformation, agile or otherwise, a champion is someone who represents, supports, and takes action to try and enable the transformation to be a success. Now, why champions? I've observed and learned from fellow practitioners that many transformations fail. Research from Deloitte suggests that in the past decade, 85% of companies have attempted transformation, whilst only 30% of them have achieved their desired goals. One reason mentioned for this is the top-down approach to a transformation, which doesn't foster or support autonomy, nor does it provide those that are expected to adapt to have their own voice, or to influence the direction of the transformation. When I'm personally helping companies transform, I always aspire to get support from champions. I call those that join my squad the Guardians of Agility. We have our own team logo, collaborative spaces, and agile ceremonies. We are a cross-functional, diverse group of roles and individuals who unite as a team to defend and lead agility. We do this by identifying and prioritizing our own backlog of initiatives, ideas, and experiments, and we share those transparently on how we're progressing as the transformation progresses itself. How to recruit champions. Firstly, articulate the why clearly. Let people know what the intent of a champion is, their expectations of their time and what they will gain from being involved. Secondly, put out the call. Come up with your own brand for the champions and get recruiting, or feel free to borrow Guardians of Agility. I certainly do not mind. When you're doing so, consider how you'll be inclusive. I highly recommend the following sort of message when you're recruiting your champions. Who are we looking for? A squad which represents a range of roles across the company, from product ownership, tech leads, developers, QA, scrum masters, leadership, and otherwise. The intent is to be inclusive. Seek representation from various office locations where possible, rather than having them all at the same location, and ideally at least have one representative per development team. Top tip: do not create champions. Look out for those that already exist. Are there people in the company that already lead the principles you aspire towards? Are there people already exhibiting the right mindset for change? Identify these people and empower them. So what's in it for the Agile champions, you ask? I offer the champions who join my squad the following: a free Baby Groot Guardians of Agility People First sticker, the opportunity to get stuck in, take ownership and influence change, and my gratitude, which I hear is worth many Imperial credits. Top tip here: offer something fun and tangible to get people on board and create a sense of unity. For me, it's the sticker that can go on people's laptops, but for you, it could be a coffee cup, a t-shirt, or whatever you fancy. So I have my champions. Now what? Publicise who they are. Let people know who your transformation champions are, their roles, and what the outcome behind having champions is. Create together a squad charter to align your champions on your values, goals, strengths, weaknesses, and your ways of working. This should be a living and breathing document that will serve as a baseline to align your vision and expectations rather than being set in stone. Be transparent about your progress with the wider company. Demo progress for the transformation to your stakeholders. Meet frequently with your customers, these are the employees of your company, and capture feedback on what you learn. Add these items to your backlog and prioritise accordingly. Tackle your backlog in whichever way the team wants to, be that Kanban, Scrum, or otherwise. Let them decide. Share your stories of how having champions has worked or not worked for you with the wider community. We'll learn from our collective failures and will experiment with new methods as a consequence. Top tip: crowdsource with your team of champions how they want to work. Don't approach this with your own biases or predetermined decisions. Be flexible and allow people their voice. They will likely feel more ownership for their ways of working if they are able to suggest them themselves. So how do I get started? If you are someone who is more junior and you'd like to be a champion in a transformation, feel free to point the decision makers towards this video. Be brave and take action, as not acting in itself is a decision. If you yourself are a leader of a transformation and you don't have champions, I highly encourage you to consider recruiting them. If you're concerned about doing so, consider it an experiment. Top tip: pilot a squad of transformation champions for a few months and see what the results are. Baseline before and after with an employee net promoter score or pulse style survey to gauge how people are feeling about the transformation at the beginning and a few months after introducing champions. As you learn, adapt accordingly. What do you have to lose? In the next episode of Guardians of Agility, we'll explore how to be people first in a digital world. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't stop believing, folks.